Welcome to Brothers Drift, the crustiest automotive channel in all of YouTube. For today's episode, we have something pretty fun. The other side of Brothers Drift showed up today. We had a little bit of fun hooning around. Right behind me, we have Krustine, and we sealed off the crack. The roof damage is a little unique, probably worth at least skipping through and finding that part. Let's get to drifting.
Welcome to Brothers Drift. Hoonin' is our thing.
We made it!
Let's go.
Bro, the shorts. Let's go.
Let's go.
Krustine's getting an upgrade, tub and tile silicone. Come show them this, Chip. So when we inherited the car, like a tree or something fell. We don't know, but it's cracked. So what we're gonna do is,
It was attempted to be fixed.
we're gonna just put a little bit of, oh dear. Well, that's probably almost enough. Not quite. Okay, so we're doing the best upgrade of the vehicle. Instant 10 horsepower.
Purveyors of fine finish. Who would put this kind of screw in a license plate?
I have it.
Wow, that exposure is
Gotta get it right.
pretty great how it works.
Well, we got in our first session of a real attempt at drifting.
Definitely need more.
A lot of failure.
We should have filmed the cop.
Yeah, I think
He insulted us by saying donuts. It's like,
he did.
drifting.
I was
man.
thinking the same thing. I was like, we got to correct this guy because
Like, I heard you guys were doing donuts. No, actually, correction. We're learning how to drift, sir.
But as you'll see in the video, there's a lot of donuts.
I tried to tell him it's too slick. Yeah. It's not our most intelligent drift. There it is.
Yeah. Well, you get that down, and then you can learn how to do more.
Do you think that's where Donut Media got their name from? Doing donuts?
You know, I never thought about it like that, oddly enough.
But you know, in the moment when you have a cop right there, you want to film it, but then you're also like, I don't want to get a ticket, arrested, or go to jail. Like, I'd much rather him be cool.
Yeah, which he was. He was a nice guy. He looked like he had attempted a donut before.
Well, I hope so.
Probably couldn't do it as good as we did.
We got donuts down. First parking lot was really interesting because we went through and it was sopping wet. In drifting, you think you don't need grip. It's interesting, that sideways momentum definitely has something to do with traction.
It's worth noting we don't have an e-brake. Only clutch kicking and trying to use the power of the vehicle to drift.
We destroyed a tire, had a lot of fun doing it,
It was a blast. I just want to do it all day now.
Yeah. The problem is, so as I drove up to that building, I noticed it had cameras. So the first location was at a park. And at the park, as you'll see in the video, there's an Odyssey that's just sitting there killing the vibe.
Right in the way.
Right in the way. I mean, they were definitely off to a side, but we didn't want to blow by them and, you know, maybe have them call the police and say we're doing something.
Which is what they did anyway.
Which is probably what they did anyway. Or, you know, one of the couples that was walking around in the park maybe. But we got a little bit of fanfare going. A couple of guys
stopped.
Sketchy guys.
Yeah, it was not ideal.
Crustine definitely attracts a certain crowd.
Yeah.
But granted, probably in the middle of the day on a rainy Saturday, there's nothing but mostly sketchy people at a park anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I guess we brought the Krusty to match the sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, well, to them that's a supercar. That's
Yeah, the dude lost his mind over
Dude,
it.
he
And I
did.
was
Well,
like,
he was
bro,
driving.
He was in a Cavalier.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
So yeah, it's got a muffler delete. Okay, well, let's
Don't blow it up, bro. You need that car.
Yeah.
I was so worried.
Yeah, like y'all are
I was like,
walking.
we're gonna have to give him a ride, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
So what would you do if this was in your rearview mirror?
We're working on it. Oh, you can't. Don't hit the pole now. I tried to tell him it's too slick. Oh no! Oh, come on. See the light.
Third time's the charm.
It's second gear, feather the pedal. It's so slick. Yes, there was. That Odyssey just needs to move, dude. You're like killing the whole vibe, bro. Yeah, it's the perfect type of slick. It's like it's on ice. Let's go! Yes! Counter steer! That's better. Gonna blow it up before we figure it out. Old enough to where it's not. It's probably somebody borrowing it. No, we're hooning over here. Don't worry. He's gonna come around and be like, oh, okay. It's not our most intelligent drift. Feather it. This isn't really causing any damage or anything, you know? It's not like disturbing the case. It's kind of chill. I don't see a copy of the map. It's been so easy. So try and drift a circle. So let's start there, get a feeling for it. Second, kick it. There it is, walk it. Yep. Yes. You got excited. You got excited.
I did. I got so excited.
All right, let me do a couple of loops. Let's start working on the loops.
Okay. When in doubt, just hoon it.
There it is. And there's the police.
It was interesting that we started off at the park, very, very slick. And I think what we decided to do was get used to doing a constant drift in a circle
Yeah.
and get used to kind of how that feels. And one thing I'll say is that the handwork was the key. And you'll see in the video where I've got in the dry parking lot at the factory or the warehouse, whatever business that is, that it was the handwork that was, and I was having to constantly go back and forth and steer into a turn, then steer out, steer in, steer out. And so when you don't, a lot of drifting is really cool from the outside, but you don't get to see the inside as much.
Right.
And so we'll have to do some POV of that, of somebody in the passenger seat filming what it takes to kind of keep it going. And it really is a big hand fight.
Yeah. It
No
is.
doubt. It's not as smooth. Now, it might be in higher level drifting or faster drifts around a track or something. There might be some of that.
Well, you watch and they'll literally let go of the wheel and it'll swing itself back the opposite direction and then they just catch it.
Well, there is some of that.
Yeah.
Definitely there is some of that, and I experienced a little bit of that too. But I think running that constant circle allows us to stay out of danger. What's really crazy for me about the whole drifting experience is how fast things feel like they're coming up on you when you're sideways.
Yeah.
And they're actually not.
That's the biggest thing to overcome.
It is, because you see the concrete curves at the end of the parking lot,
And then you want to let off.
and you want to let off, but you can't, and you're not even close. But you know you're going that way, but the car is going to rotate. So as part of the learning curve is learning the angles and the rotation and feeling that,
Yeah,
and knowing that you're not sliding, you're actually rotating
yeah. You're
as,
trying
as
to
you're going along.
control chaos. Is what it feels like. It's like I know I'm losing this, but I'm supposed to be losing it.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to go against your instinct of, let me correct this and keep it going.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to do.
Keep it going. Well, this parking lot's got a lot more traction. Yep. Hey, walk that steering wheel. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. It might just be hooking up. No, it's not hooking. Just feels weird. All right, let me give it a shot. Yeah, you give it Oh man, that's loud.
Let's check out the carnage.
That's where rubber was smacking.
Yeah, it's come loose.
Well, in the parking lot this morning, I was definitely more timid because it was so slick. You could really slide away. It was like driving on ice almost. You could really slide away if you had too much momentum there and go into something.
Well, in that blacktop,
yeah,
so wet, you know, it draws the grease up.
yeah,
And
it
so
was slick.
it was super duper slick.
But it was nice because it didn't take any power or effort. We really didn't have to rev the engine. I really can't believe we got the cops called on us. It was so nonchalant. Really, we were just sliding around on ice. Is what it.
Well, but it was that van, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because the van didn't move.
Yeah,
You know what I would have done
So
is
you
if
had
I
to
thought
think
somebody
about
was trying to hoon around me and my car was there,
Dude,
I would have just moved to another parking spot
and watched.
and just, well, I certainly would have watched, but even if I wasn't a fan of what was going on, I would at least want to get out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've been in that situation with other things as well, and it's like just my rule of thumb is that if it's not immediately affecting me, why I'm going to insert myself in this situation.
It's not anything dangerous or anything.
But I
you
get
know,
to the
putting
naked
people
eye,
at
I can
risk.
look that way.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, but it was fun nonetheless. We got a good 25, 30 minutes in. I mean, we took a lot of
We
turns.
took quite a bit of time and did not have much success, but still, it was
fun.
good to feel
Yeah.
You know, and it was a lot harder on the car in the drier, more sticky parking lot.
Oh man.
When you look at the video, when I was watching, I don't know what Tyler's perspective was, but when I was watching you in the dry parking lot, the car was twisting.
Oh, I felt it.
Like
Yeah,
the rear
big
end
time.
was low and the front was getting high and it was kind of doing this number, and you could really feel like it was jerking into place. And when I finally got it smoking enough, I don't know if it wasn't ever really that smoky, right?
No.
But when I had enough heat to where the tires were sliding, it was hard on the tires and you could feel them scrubbing.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was. You could hear it. It was loud. We were hooning then. This morning we weren't really. I mean, we were, but you couldn't tell.
Now,
Which is what was so nice.
yeah, now the hope is that nobody watches security camera. And
Well, I mean,
finally gets our license plates.
The
or something
Crustang
like
is
that.
fine, but y'all are burnt. you probably backed right up to them.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, whatever. It is what it is.
If they come by, hey.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, Crustang has got the Hoonigan license plate, and so in our state, you can run an antique plate, and then you can put whatever you want back there. You just have to have the antique plate in the car. The
Right.
problem is that now the nice, you know what? Actually, the nice thing is that the license plate is blue, and Tennessee just switched to blue. So
Oh, yeah.
at a cop on a passing glance that may not pay attention,
Yeah.
and it could be a custom plate. You could do a Hoonigan custom plate with a Tennessee plate. So we, you know, if they're riding the tail, they're gonna probably pull off.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, and this
I mean,
thing,
maybe just reach back and grab the antique tag and hold it up in the window. It's like, hey, bro, it's legit. Or
no, they want to pull you over. They
if-
need that reason to pull you over,
No doubt,
so they
no
can,
doubt,
you know,
no
see
doubt.
what's going on, because the car is definitely an eyesore and it's sketchy.
Well, maybe if we're driving on the road, put the antique tag in the window or something.
You know, the reality
That wouldn't
is
be a bad
that
idea.
we really need to find a place where we have permission to go.
Yeah. That's what it
And that's
is.
probably the challenge with drifting.
Uh-huh.
Is you can't really find a place where you have permission to go, so you kind of go on these big parking lots.
Yeah, and
know.
you can't. Going into, you know, like C class, even those guys are way more advanced to where they can at least go around a track. So you can't even go legitimately really drift until, and plus you gotta have a cage, a helmet, and everything else. So we have to start at the bottom and find a place. There's no other option.
You have to have a cage.
Yeah, you gotta have
They
a,
didn't know that.
it's very intermediate in a helmet. It's not like a 4-roll cage, but yeah, it's gotta be caged. It's got different regulations, I don't know.
Well, if you're in the Nashville area and you do any drifting, comment below. You probably won't see this video. We have 50 followers,
Maybe in a year.
maybe. So, you know, if some random person happens to catch this video and says, "Hey, I think I can help those guys out with some advice," reach out to us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and you know what? Join us on this adventure of Brothers Drift, the crustiest automotive channel on all of YouTube.
It's
Thanks
going to
for
be a
watching.
blast. Thank you. Hit that bell.